Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and if you have been visiting us, then you know that our approach to marriage and married life is so different. So you should subscribe and learn really how to be married. We've had over 1,000 videos already. And so this topic, my husband doesn't defend me against his family, is very interesting, and I'm going to use this as a lever to open up your marriage a little bit, if I may. Now, I want you to know I used to be a divorce mediator before 2000s, and it wasn't until 2001 that I switched over to marriage help. I saw the light. I used to believe in divorce, and believe it or not, this particular topic can literally lead to divorce. Now, it's not a reason for divorce, but it's so discouraging, it's so humiliating. It feels like a betrayal when your husband doesn't defend you. You're his wife against his family who are attacking you in one fashion or another, and he may even just be sitting there like a dummy and not saying anything, but he should defend you. Maybe not take your side, but he should defend you. I agree with that. But there is something you can do about this. And it has nothing to do with speaking to him about it. That won't work. You can't tell him how much it hurts your feelings. That won't work. You can't nag him about it. That won't work. You can't talk to his family about it, and that definitely won't work. What can you do? Well, it's very interesting. We all get married without knowing anything about marriage. Isn't it true? Be honest. You got married because you found your soulmate. You fell in love. And you wanted to marry him because you believed it's going to make you happier. And it will when you know how to be married, but no one teaches us how to be married. So you've made a lot of mistakes too. It's a mistake for him to not defend you, but it's also a result, an effect of how your behavior has been a disappointment for him. And I don't mean to like bang you over the head and make this your fault, because we're not comparing faults. We're merely talking about cycles and cause and effect. So if I say something to somebody that they don't like, it's going to trigger something in them, and they're going to react in a way that is likely going to be displeasing to me. Now, they may do it behind my back, or they may say something directly to me, but we cannot pretend that cause and effect doesn't exist. And this cause and effect is a universal law. It's like gravity. It's there. And it's not going away. So to pretend that he's not defending you against his family, forget the family, forget their character, forget his character. We have to bring this down to cause and effect. Now, have you subscribed to this channel yet? Subscribe now, and we'll keep going. So what happens is, there's a reason, an effect that is being caused. It's not being caused by his family, but by you, that is making him insensitive to your needs, insensitive to his own commitment to you, to be loyal to you first, because that is indisputable. He's supposed to put you ahead of his family, period. But you can't tell him that. It won't fix it. I'm telling you what will fix it. What will fix it is recognizing that your relationship with him as a whole is not encouraging him to defend you, to put you first. You probably have arguments, which means he's probably mad at you sometimes, like you're mad at him sometimes. Our philosophy here at the Marriage Foundation is there should be zero arguments. There should be zero expressions of anger. There should be, and this is where the rubber hits the road. Your marriage should be defined by love, and love alone. Love alone. And its byproduct, happiness. In other words, your prime directive, yes, I am a Star Trek fan, your prime directive should be, I will learn to love him unconditionally. I won't tolerate behavior within myself that is not expressing love, that is not expressing loyalty, because look, your complaint is basically he's not loyal to me, isn't it? So I have to ask you, is every one of your actions and feelings with him a sign of your loyalty to him? No way. That was a rhetorical question. Because if it were, he would be so overwhelmed with love for you that he would not tolerate anyone looking at you cross-eyed. He would protect you and defend you against God. He would put you on a pedestal, worship the ground you walk on. If you were treating him, remember cause and effect. If you were treating him the way you promised to when you got married, the way you implied you would while you were dating and courting. It's not your fault. It's not his fault. We are not taught. We get married as if we're getting on a ride at Disneyland and we sit back and enjoy the ride. But it's not enjoyable, is it? Why? Because marriage is a thing. Everything requires at the minimum maintenance. But this thing, think about it more like a plant. It requires nurturing, cultivating, protecting, removing the bad stuff, and putting in the things that will help it bloom with flowers of love, devotion, caring. Now, you cannot just change yourself like that and start behaving that way any more than a cat can become a dog or a dog could become a cat. But what defines us, what makes us who we are our habits, our instincts. And we don't realize, again, we're not taught. We don't realize that what we actually are, essentially, is we are souls. We're created in God's image. This is not a religious discussion. We are souls created in God's image. What does that mean? It doesn't mean we have hands and legs like God. It means that we have love, wisdom, consciousness, joy. That's what we actually are. We have a mind. We have a body. We're not taught this. We should be taught this. But everyone is afraid to talk about God and spirituality. Oh my God, don't shove that stuff down my throat. I don't care what people say about I shouldn't do that. I'm sharing with you the truth. You're a soul. You're love itself. But you've been identifying yourself as your mind. And your mind is controlled, believe it or not, by your body. Think about it. The body is comprised of trillions of cells. Each one is defined by what? We've learned this in school. I'm not making stuff up here. Life is defined by self-preservation, a willful desire to live and procreate. And the body is doing its best it can, but it has to talk to the mind and tell the mind, you have to protect us. You have to make sure we eat. You have to make sure nothing can destroy us, can hurt us. And the mind is in the middle because we, the soul, are not utilizing the mind. We're not telling the mind, there's no threat here. We shouldn't be arguing. We should be expressing love. This is the soul's way, but the soul is infinite. It's no hurry. It doesn't have to take care of things right away like the body, which is filled with fear and anger. The soul is cool, calm, and collected because nothing can destroy it. It's part of God. You're part of God. So one of the prerequisites for redefining your marriage is to redefine yourself and take charge over the mind. Learn how to master it. This is why we have books. I have books, but more importantly, I have courses where I really help people with this. Now look, there's tons of free stuff too, and you should be a subscriber. You should read the articles, watch these YouTube videos. But when you get really serious about not just fixing this little problem, which you cannot just fix this problem with a magic wand or do this or do that. You need to change how you behave with your husband. And you need to, in order to change how you behave with your husband, you need to change how you are defined by yourself. It takes effort. I'm not going to pretend that all you have to do is this. This will work. That'll work. It won't. It takes a methodical process to make yourself into the woman, into the wife who you, with all good intentions, promised your husband to be, that you would be for him. Now here's the good news. The good news is that when you do this correctly, it changes everything. Your life becomes an amazing love fest. You are floating in a consciousness of love. It's like honeymoon for the rest of your life. And I don't care if you've already been married for 20 years. It's how you are that determines how you behave, that determines what the outcome will be. Always boils back down to cause and effect. So just to try something, change your mood around him and see what happens. Smile towards him, be more loving towards him. Don't allow yourself for a second to criticize him, complain to him, complain about anything. Just be loving and see what happens. And then you go, wow, maybe this guy knows what he's talking about. Okay, how do I really change myself? And then you look into getting the course for women so you can do it. I've been doing this for a long time. Our counselors are so well trained. You could write in to ask a counselor. Go to our website and write in, ask a counselor, get some direction, get some help. We have so much free stuff, so much. And we have so many affordable offerings too. And we're here for you. We want you to have what we have, which is amazing. And if you've been following me and you're going, wow, I want to be a marriage counselor like him, well, starting to train marriage counselors online. That too is affordable. And you could be part of helping so many people. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. And I do hope that you got something out of this video, that you like it, and that you want to go further and change everything. God bless you. I'll see you again, I hope. Take care.